Hello boys, my name is Yoshi. Welcome back to my blind playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. This may or may not end up being the last episode, although in the game's storyline, probably not. So, this first part we're going to be doing is basically playing till the point of no return. So, that's what we're going to do. So in the last video, we finally reached the origin interior. Each hero seems to have their own individual line based off of origin stuff. Anyways, this is the last area of the game. We made it to this in the last episode because we've been kind of running out of quests. In fact, when I checked last, there was only one other quest left. Well, there was one here in this Ascension step, and there was one more in here. Anyways, we get a really cool theme for this game's final battle, which is pretty cool. And yeah, you're probably wondering why I look like the weird suits and doing other stuff. That's because I'm actually using... This is our default classes. Yes, for this game art, we set up some of our classes to be more like the default classes. Which means, of course, some of them will be slightly slower recharged than if we had the recharge. But personally, I feel like this works really good. Well, that high aggro smash one might not be the best. Keep in mind that does draw aggro as we use it. Honestly, I don't think we really need to be having that art, so I'm probably going to actually change that up for something better. Because Lucky 7 on its own just does so much damage that I think the strat is to just draw Lucky 7 to other stuff. Anyways, what a sec for those things. They fall apart the moment we take them down. Black fog is gone too. They're not mechanical. Neither are they biological. Something wrong, Mio? As they fell, I could feel it very slightly. A vague whiff of Mobius coming off of them. Those things? What's that mean? I'm not sure. Didn't you say before, Mio, all this could be Mobius? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to say those things might be Mobius as well. But they don't even look human. I think the shape might not matter so much. Huh? I think I'm starting to get the picture. Oh, also, I keep forgetting. You who wield the sword of end. This is the evil Noah who wielded the sword of N, or as he's known as a Council N. With that infinity symbol as well. Anyways, yeah, the basic idea is we have to go through and get all the stuff Mobius-based. And this can only be found in this final area. So, yeah, anyway, that's what it is. Anyway, in hindsight, one thing I actually should do is make sure my healers and attackers do not have things that increase aggro, so it might actually be smarter to replace this with some other kind of buffing move instead. Ooh, this is interesting. Reduces aggro drawn while attacking. Let's put this on instead. I don't think I've ever used this move. I just wanted to not have a move that increased the aggro by a bunch. These guys are okay though, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, we have multiple different launches, of course, because we need to be able to launch regularly. The smash is what's going to really get us through this. I might want to have a couple of egg stabs, though. In fact, considering you have this thing on, you should have the way home, so that way when you use daze and combine that with the others, you'll just instantly burst the opponent. So if we need a fast burst, we can do that. And then just put the Shellgen on the end. Yeah, I've basically started calling that. Though I've lost, this seems a little bit too long of a title. I feel like they say it so much that yeah. By the way, I'm not too worried about the gear setup. Both of my characters have things. Healers have, chokers for aggro reduction, so they'll be fine. It's more the other characters I'm worried about. Right, here we go. I just wanted to change that one thing. I didn't want Noah to have a lot of aggro. Like I say, aggro is super important. Just because you think certain moves might do a lot of damage, mean that they'll be useful. If they don't actually end up doing anything, then, well, it'll be bad. Anyways, we have a bunch of doors to open here, and a bunch of areas to explore. Given this is designed to be the final dungeon, there's gonna be a lot of stuff we have to do. Since we haven't battled in a while, we're gonna do a bit more battling here. Alright. I thought there's a lot of damage, of course, considering that she is supposed to be a really fast attacker, so that helps out a lot. By the way, I already did take the initiative of, well, removing some stuff, which is why he doesn't actually, purposely doesn't have the warped crystal thing, because one, I'm getting kind of tired of having a beautiful crystal on every character just for extra damage, and two, it's not going to actually really do anything against the final boss, because if it's just a one single fight, then we're not going to even end up doing anything with that. So just in case, Noah's not going to have that. That way he's still has doing a decent amount of DPS, but also doing some other stuff. And yes, because I haven't battle stuffed in a while, I figure it's best to just take out everything as we go. I do still want to get level 80 by the end, so I think I'm gonna battle stuff a bit more here. Some of these are forced into battles anyway. heck, that was a big flip. Alright. I like this is basically a remake of the theme that we had facing off against most Agnian, and well, it's basically the epic battle theme we had at the very start of the game, but slightly altered to be more well, I guess more epic, I guess, to say. This is the easiest way to say that. Also, they're giving more than 1 CPs, I guess, so we can help that out. These are basically dark versions of some other characters we've met before, though, basically, so, like, this is basically like key stuff. Also, I just realized something, and the reason why I wanted Noah as a side character, well, actually the main reason why I wanted him on Sword Stripe besides that is because he can break at the very start, whereas other characters have to wait a little bit to get their break art off before they can get it. Whereas Noah could just do that at the very start of the battle, so it means that if his initial break art connects, then he can immediately go into a combo elsewhere. And I do have breakthroughs on him in particular, which is helpful because that means we have multiple different chances to break. The only problem is he won't have a smash anymore, but honestly that's fine. Actually, if anything, I should toss a smash on one of them. Oh, okay, he has Mighty Beat already on him. And I guess I'll just give a Mighty Beat to Cena as well. That's how I'll balance it out. So, we'll just give Mighty Beat to Cena instead. They might regularly stop our smashes because of that, but as long as we have that on, that'll actually help them out because they'll get even more aggro, so that'll probably help both of them get more aggro, so I think it could be helpful. I was initially planning on maybe making all characters their default classes, but it's a bit too much. So I decided to mix it up for this last part. But I had Ethel as the main leader because I have to have that, because like, if because if I don't have Ethel as the leader, then it just doesn't make sense, because like, we literally spent about 90% of the game without her. We like only had her for one small section at the beginning, and then she just kind of vanished for a very long time. So you don't go through the entire game to get to the end and not use Ethel in this kind of a playthrough. So I figured she's the most fair hero to use out of all of the heroes here. Although these initially appear to look like veins and other sort of monsters we fought, these are actually their own unique type of monster. Because of this, basically every monster is unique anyway, so you're going to want to fight them all, obviously, because they each have their own materials. Which means there's also probably going to be a neat variety. By the way, don't worry too much about the proportion. One of Mio is actually a soul hacker right now, so we don't have to worry about that portion, so at least that's dealt with us. Anyway. Alright. Seems like there's gonna be a lot of platforming elements required to get to certain areas down below, because it seems like a lot of the game intends that you get down to lower areas, like, heck, actually, now that I think of it. Can you just fall? I think you can probably just fall down to get to the lower zone. That is, if it doesn't instantly kill you, it does. Seems like they thought of everything. Also, the instant kill does bring back all of the enemies, so we may have to fight them again. Also, that enemy apparently does not pull. This enemy is more like a Kiev's troop, so for some reason they pull. You can see that if you look close enough, they also look similar to other enemies. So these are like Peasy and Agnes troops right here that we're fighting. Just darker and more weirder. Heck, everything looks kind of evil. Some look more like monsters, but others look like something different altogether. No, I did not initially do this to reset the monsters. I actually did it with the idea that we might be able to trick down there, but it seems like the game plotted everything figures. That means that other area is actually useless to us. We can't even go down there. Unfortunately, only one of these breaks is, okay. How did that enemy not pull in that whole group? And yet, it pulled later. You know, just for the purposes of trying to speed things up, we're just gonna insta-chain this and do the 300% chain strategy. I'm not the one who initially came up with it. I actually borrowed this from a different person. Because, like, we definitely need that. Right. I did not set this up properly, so we might get her instead of Noah back first, but who knows. Oh, don't really need it. Oh, we got Noah anyway. Okay, we'll just use Meal to get a decent combo going. Yeah, see, like, that instantly put it to 500%. We don't need to do any much else. They don't really give much. So we'll just do that, and just like that, about 52 points. Took a little while to do, but honestly, being able to get 52 CP that quickly was actually not bad, actually, all things considered. Anyway, well, that didn't work out, so clearly this is actually the way to go. This actually is more linear than I thought. I was hoping that... Oh, I see, so there is probably a death plane over there to try and prevent you from skipping stuff, but then this spot is normal. Also, this is elite spot, so we are going to battle this. I have a new must take out all elites theory. That was a really long delay for that startup on the stream. I don't think I heard the first part of that whole thing. Not sure if that's a glitch or not, but that was weird. Anyway, having two tanks is way more consistent because we have two different people that can constantly get our back. It's very useful. I do have a couple of things that I still put on my characters. One of them is called Fusion First. That Night Hunt ability will probably help out a lot, especially when combined with the break into immediately using Edge Bust, because then you can do a lot of damage with it. There's the combo, and we just knocked him off the map there. Obviously it didn't count as a full battle, so because the enemy fall down, it did other stuff. Also, Neil fell down along with it, so instantly, right? That's fine. It's actually a pretty tanky elite. For those of you who don't know, by the way, everybody gets chain attack percent based off of a couple of things that are done. The main thing involving, of course, charging your talent on, getting critical hits, or just doing all sorts of other stuff, as well as whenever you do combos like a topple, launch, or smash gives you some percent, and so on and so forth. So you want to do these burst phase combos as much as possible for maximum efficiency. That was kind of annoying. If we had gotten that later, we could have chained them so we didn't get as much points out of the deal. Normally you want to chain every elite for some nice efficiency. So they set up a death plane over there so you couldn't instantly skip down, but for some reason they still allowed you to sit from here. Alright. Oh yeah, by the way, the enemies still have the I must be defeated before you can pick up a chest roll if they do battle you, so even though we could have probably walked over there fine and just gotten the chest, we have to battle them now because they're in battle now. But that's fine, we want to try and get to level 80. These enemies aren't really giving that much experience. Since I'm not going to be farming many drops, I think my end game setup, once I get very close to finishing, once I get my next hero set, I think I'm just going to straight up teleport back, get like a CP boost. Unfortunately, none of the actual food boost is actually useful for doing damage. I wish they had more of those. There's probably even better food boosts too. Can I maybe avoid an enemy for like a few minutes? Seems like every enemy here has a pull radius. Well, I guess we want to take it out anyways, so I guess it makes it easier because they're coming for us. Ah, miss. Okay. I did have a bit more of a balance this time, so we'll probably see some days combos as well as some launch combos. I'm gonna avoid that. I don't wanna... Obviously, I'm not going to be taking out every enemy, but I thought I would do it for at least the first bit. You can also see why I upgraded Noah's weapon. I think all that really does is it basically just makes what that upgrade thing, which is done from completing the Unite the 7 Nopon together. That basically improves the power, I think, of your default classes, supposedly. Wow! Now this looks crazy. Also, this is a new type of enemy. All of the enemies here are new, actually. Oh, that missed anyway. By the way, I have an idea to get them set up. If you're really annoyed with the position of an enemy, and this is actually something you can do at any time, you can do follow the leader, which will force everybody to withdraw their weapon and just follow the leader. Then, if you turn it off whenever you want to battle, it's a really useful thing to help reposition a monster. Keep in mind, if a monster falls into the end of the field, you don't get any of its drops or any items. Supposedly you still get experience, but it doesn't count as a defeat, which means you can't knock off unique monsters off the cliff. That was probably initially set up to fix a glitch fact by the idea that, in the original game, when you did that push strategy, it actually counted as experience. This meant that you could just do a whole level setup, and I mean a whole level, in some cases, by just pushing a high-level enemy off a cliff with something like Malaya's spear bike or something in that first game, or anything that basically has an extra axe setup. You pull properly, and then you end up basically doing damage. So initially in the original game, when you did that push strategy, it actually counted as a victory and also gave you experience, which meant you could push them high soft cliffs to kill them, and initially it granted you experience too. In this version, I don't think it grants you experience at all. In 2, it sort of did it, but if you did it to a unique, it wouldn't count as a victory and you would still not get the gravestone, so you'd have to immediately redo it again. Only then you would be able to battle again. Also, we already got a rank up on Summoner. Now, because some characters are S rank with these classes, they will level up significantly faster than others. But anyways, here's what the classes are looking like right now. I did try to find a decent class for Sia. Unfortunately, she doesn't really have a good S rank class. It doesn't really matter the rank. It's more the power that they can play. Alright, anyway. That was a miss, but we got the second one. Having a consistent break is definitely going to help us in these later battles, so I actually use this outside of just story progression too. Was that a landmark? It was. Okay, actually, well, first let's go here. Make sure we're not finding a weird... Oh! Speaking of which... By the way, I was about to say to set up something different, and then right as I was about to think of doing a food buff, we find a nice, good old relaxation. Oh, actually, we do have something. The Miyabi Rice Special. I guess we'll keep that for now. What's that? Right here. CP boost of 15%. It's not really the best, I guess, but I'll keep it for now. We still have a long ways to go. A lot of this video is probably just going to be exploring Origin, given it takes forever to do, probably. May as well do gems while we're here, too. Finally got some gems up that we hadn't gotten in a while. We could have actually gemmed all the way up to level 7 on most of these. But... we kind of forgot, because like I said, it's really hard to get rank coins. And you don't want to ever use your coins here, because they're better used for other things. Also, it's really hard to use them to do these things, because by the end it costs like almost 99 coins, which, why would you pay 99 coins for just one of many gems, when you're still gonna have to get others later? Anyway, this is also where probably normally we would have like over-leveled, but also, I just realized something. I don't think we've cleaned our clothes in a while. Let's do that. Anyway. Oh, hang on. I need to go to the bathroom real quick. I'll see you guys in a minute. Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. Just had to go to the bathroom. Nothing different. I want to check how close... Okay, we're quite far away, so we're going to continue attacking enemies. Ooh. Especially now that we found a unique. The Arm Benders. We found a unique monster trio. The Arm Benders. There's no way of knowing who to target first, so we just have to kind of focus on all of them. As this is a unique monster battle, we're going to want to try and draw Lucky 7 as soon as possible. Normally having that extra recharge actually helps. I just realized not having... I think it's either a Trouble Door or... yeah, I think it's one of those. That has a ring that makes your arch charge faster, which makes the arch actually kind of usable because for most of the game, PC arts are really slow to recharge compared to Agnes arts. Anyways, with 3 monsters, we're definitely going to want to do the chain attack early strategy if we can. Neil just over damaging probably. I'm gonna chain so we don't get stuck by enemies. This is not as strong of a smash setup, but actually Mio could just do the smashing instead, so that's not really that big of a deal. We're gonna do the setup like we did before. Since Mio's the main target, we want to make sure she uses that. Use Uni first to get a power circle down. I'm gonna want this down before the next attack commences. Alright, Cena, you're gonna go next. Want to finish with a defender so that our strongest character immediately reactivates. This just removes the RNG because normally randomly one of the 3 will be selected. So with this, it automatically forces the strongest character to come back instead of making it random. Alright, there we go. We got Wintry in, nice. We'll do that next. Don't have any other arts to be used, so we're gonna actually start with you. For the percentage. Then use a healer so we don't accidentally go over aggro. Also get a regenerative field down for later, that might help out. And then we'll use your attack. That'll give us an amazing, which gives a lot more art percent. Also increases the damage ratio even higher too, so now our attacks start doing massive damage. Got mostly defenders there, but that's fine because we can guarantee an hour reactivation of that one. But we got the worst possible setup with our characters. We wanted to get Lance next, but we didn't. That's fine, we can do Mio as a backup. By the way, when I looked at other stuff, funnily enough, the Taion Uni strat actually is slightly faster at the end. So we're not going to get 2 arts back together, but we're not going to really need that. All we really want is you to do this, which will also launch, which is convenient. Oh, it didn't get debuff. Now, having Sappy Strengthening, I just realized that would be really good right about now. That set AP that I mentioned. I think that's basically like a... It's basically a skill I mentioned from a class that we don't really use much. Could have actually came in handy here, because, anyway, it's gonna force Beal to come back again. And from here, it doesn't really matter what we do, so we're gonna do you to try and get physical defense down, which we got. You're going to do a debuff as well, if you have it, if you do not. I'm gonna do this actually. Thankfully this does reach Mio. And I guess since you can't do that, you'll just heal instead, so that means the only heal is this. There we go. Get that. So if they take damage, they'll heal now, and then we'll smash. Nice good amount of percent. Ooh, we defeated a different unique while on the side again. That's a benefit of having an AoE effect on your damage. It makes the damage on your chains go through the roof. Also, the enemy got defeated pretty quickly, so that was pretty good. So we actually defeated 2 uniques there. There's the other one. We got recharged tear from him. Whoa, we got lots of stuff there too in defeating him. Alright, now that there's only 1 left, it'll be much easier, and we have Orbo Silver Free, so this will go significantly faster now. Does Bounty End? Okay, yeah, Bounty End is much faster than the Break one, but the other Break one is good for breaking, so we'll just do Bounty End and Rolling Smash. Okay, Bounty End finished it off there. Got a few new abilities there. And some Ultra Pure Gemstones along with all that. Alright, that worked out. Got 3 new skills there because it was a trio of enemies. Okay, we need to battle this specific one, because it'll pull us normally. So because this is Mobius territory, I guess it makes sense that all the enemies would be aggressive to us, so we automatically pull. I heard Xenoblade 3 had a way to turn off combat, but I looked several times and I've never found it. It's possible it might actually only be available until endgame, and you'd actually start with it locked, and you actually don't get it unlocked until the endgame. So you have to go for a lot of the game actually dodging the enemies, because no other guide setup even mentions if that's available or not. Kind of a shame, because Xenoblade 2 felt really cool, being able to just dodge basically everything freely, like walking up to certain enemies and not have them immediately attack you. It was a nice sigh of relief. As the first game, pretty much everything aggressed towards you every single time. Whereas this game is more like Xenoblade 1 now, where like enemies will aggress and there's not really much you can do to stop it. So we're not close to level 80 yet, so that's another part of the reason why I defeated that unique was to get some extra experience in the banks there. But by the way, we could switch between characters if we need to. In fact, early on, we're probably going to want to start with Noah's break, but then immediately switch to Uni to make sure she deploys her power circle early, because for some reason that Uni is really terrible with deploying power circles sometimes when we want her to. What is that? Huh. An elevator. Oh, it doesn't seem to be working. Sad. Alright, well, we have to go around this way anyway. Then. Not like that was going to make a difference, clearly. Alright, let's do that start. We could actually put both of their fields down, so let's do that. This is kind of how you want to play the game. Use some arts here and now, wait a little bit. Then when it's time to use the power circle again, you switch back. This is just to make sure that they're deploying their circles. Actually, if we are going to do that, it'd probably be easier to start with other characters, but I think starting with Noah is just better anyways for the immediate break chance. Now we could just instantly drop to her and drop a power circle down and a generous circle. That's basically the strategy for getting stuff. And after you do that, you wait a little bit, typically either using one other art or doing some other stuff, and then immediately switching back, pulling another kill. Okay, he did his really quickly that time. Sometimes they'll do it really quickly, other times. There we go. And then we can move Noah into these power circles as well to help with his damage. I think even just doing that sped up the battle by about 150% or so. Oh, we did without battling. These enemies here actually don't give that much experience, unfortunately. Despite being the end game, they seem to give as much experience as I expected. I was kind of expecting a bit more from them, but it is what it is, I guess. Alright. Oh, by the way, this area is quite large, actually. I know I have extended the time frame by just doing more battles, but... Ooh. Like, look at this big boy. Yeah, we're definitely gonna take him out. Just move them so that they can get the extra stuff. Oh, that was a miss. Oh, wow. Uni did it by herself that time. Sometimes they'll do it right away on cooldown, other times they'll do it like 15 years later or whatever, so that's exaggeration, by the way. I mean, like, it'll be a long delay before they do it. Well, there's a strain. I guess we're supposed to go down that area, so let's go this way instead and try to find some chests. As this is the end area, it'll probably have some good amount of chests, so I'm gonna do that. Just because we don't have any quests to do doesn't mean that there's nothing to do here in Origin. There's quite a few enemies to take down. Tons of unique enemies basically can only be found here. Each of these enemies that normally look like other monsters are actually completely different in Origin. From what we heard already, the assumption is they probably are Mobius, just weaker, but on closer inspection they look like just darker versions of monsters we faced before. And of course everything knows we are here, so everything will automatically aggro to us. But that makes sense. Okay, you're not really in a good spot, so I'm gonna move you over. That's another thing you could do also, is adjust character spots. I do that regularly too. So that should have been fast enough. Now we're going to deploy their circles again. This is just to ensure that they're getting their percent. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, here we go. I'm doing this the quick way. Instantly putting our reins down and then switching. That was a miss again. Because Noah has 3 separate break chances, he has 3 separate chances to affect break, so even if... Alright. Oh my gosh, that was terrible. Sorry, I'm still kind of a cold. Alright, here we go. We get a launch, please? Nope. Whatever. Oh yeah, that's right, the smash is AoE. I always forget about that part. That was a quick, oh, got the topple. If you see a break or topple happen on an enemy, that's typically when you want to do the sub. Also, I do like this kind of balance. It's actually pretty good. Because you have Noah with his aggressive attacks doing a lot of stuff. You have Mio, who's also able to smash, so we have an alternate smash in case we can't smash. And we have all sorts of other ways to increase our damage. So those are all very useful. Hey, I think the strat is to use one of these first. Let's do that. Alright. Alright, there we go. Perfect. We got FO right now, which is nice. Time to get her. We're gonna actually reverse the order set up here a little bit. I have to reuse Lance here to force Noah to come back. I mean, me to come back. Whatever. And actually use Ethel next here. Garza who appears here. Now we got Lance earlier than we wanted it to. Didn't get Cena at all before that part, partially. This still works though. We'll just have to use the different strats, I think. Alright, here we go. Ah! Just missed the 200%. That would have given us a lot more percent, but we missed it by 2%. That's actually bad because we're going to get a much harder setup here. Not like in batters, but probably can't really get much more percent from this one. We'll just have to do this strat instead. Sad, we didn't get any 200%. The way you do more damage is you want to try and get 200% as much as you possibly can, but it's very hard to do. Once you start getting it though, it could be very useful, especially if it keeps returning the same members that you used multiple times. Alright. Whatever, we're still gonna guarantee at least comes back, so I guess it can't be all that bad, right? The damage percent is quite lacking, so probably not going to be a full KO here. Before we had 1300% by the end. Alright. I'm almost tempted to use Apple just because of how bad the setup went before, and we kind of want to. But I'll use Cena instead. I don't want to go over 100% right now. Use gear. Down. Launch. Uni, you're gonna put down a power circle. Unfortunately, it didn't affect Noah. Well, Neo, which is the main one we want to do damage with. And then we're gonna smash. Okay, that's still killed, but we aren't going to get as much of an overkill as we did before. Okay, Amazing did do pretty well that time. Also, it seems to give us bonus percent if we do Amazing, so all the more reason why I didn't like the fact that I mixed up. Ideally, you get chains of your 100% member keeps returning as at least one good healer, because then you can use a weaker character, use your healer, or if it's percent, you can just immediately use your hero, get to 99%, and then use your attacker so you guarantee a 200%. Somehow that still worked out. Didn't get nearly as much experience from it though, because normally we want to smash after the overkill was done. That is what it is. That worked out well, I guess. Before I end this video, I do want to quickly do this one last thing here. Where we pop down here. There we go. Slide right past the death boundary and head right here. Alright. Well, that I'm going to save the game and call it quits. Thought we were going to finish the game right away. Yep. Sorry about that, boys, but the episode's being ended right here. Still, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.